morning, children. Yesterday we were talking about the agricultural crops of India. So we were just discussing about the types of agricultures. Yes, we have spoken about or we have learnt about the June cultivation. Then we learnt about the subsistence agriculture. Then also the extensive agriculture. Now the next is the plantation agriculture. What do you mean by plantation agriculture now? The name itself says plantation. The entire land is being used for one single crop. This is known as the plantation crop. For example, it is the crops like tea, coffee, rubber, etc. are grown in one particular land. It is an agricultural system, generally a monoculture, for the production of tropical crops, like just I said, tea, coffee, then it is rubber, etc. These are seen in the hills of South India and northeastern India, where tea and coffee as well as rubber are being cultivated. So you can see this in the hill stations. Instead of seeing this places, seeing this crops growing somewhere in a flat surface, you can see this growing in a hilly areas. So you have seen Coorg, for example. You have seen the other places like Chikmagalur. So here the coffee plantations are there. In the same way, Assam, tea plantations are there. So this type of crops are grown in the plantation cultivation. So coming next is the mixed farming. Now again the name says mixed. A group of crops are being grown here. It's that type of agriculture where equal importance is given to the livestock as well as cultivation of crops. So some of the people will be having one or two types of crops. Along with that, they will be having some of the animals which they will be rearing or they will be keeping it as a livestock. For example, if they have a hen or if they have a goats, then they can use the things meat, they can use the eggs, they can use, then they can use the milk of it. So they will be using this or it will be helping their economy. In mixed farming, it is the crop as well as the livestock which will be supporting the economy of the farmer. This particular crops are given to livestock as well as cultivation of crops. In other words, food and fodder crops are given equal importance in mixed farming. So the places like USA, Western Europe, Russia are having this type of crops. In India, it is seen in northwest Punjab. So mixed farming may be large or small. It is dependent upon the interest, it is dependent upon the investment as well as it is dependent upon the area what they are having with them. Coming next is the commercial farming. Now what is commercial farming? In some parts of India, subsistence farming is being replaced by the commercial farming. Example, farmers grow crops for sale in the market. Earlier in subsistence agriculture, it was the farmers were growing the crops for their own purpose. But now what is happening? They are growing it for the commercial purposes. They are growing it for the sale. So we can see this in Punjab, Haryana, plains of Western Uttar Pradesh and other places practicing the commercial farming. Now even if we are having all the types of cultivation, we are sometimes having low productivity. Why is this low productivity of land? Overcrowding in the agriculture, because our country is each and every one is involved in this agriculture. There are many people involved in the agriculture. Many people are depending upon the agriculture. It is understood that to develop the industries, the natural increase in population could not be absorbed by industries. Overcrowding and consequent pressure of population on land have led to subdivision and fragmentation of holdings. What does it mean? Because there is a overcrowding of the population, what happens is the land is being subdivided into many parts. So when it is subdivided, a small land area is being owned by one single person where he cannot give a proper concentration on it. He cannot have the production to a larger extent. Because of this, it is giving a hindrance to the economy. Next is the social and economic condition of the farmers. In India, farmers are poor, illiterate, ignorant, and also superstitious and conservative. So they are not knowing what type of modern methods can be used to increase the production. Because they are innocent and illiterate and ignorant, they are not going to opt for the modern method of cultivation. So this is again becoming a cause for low productivity of the in India, production of crops in India. The third is the problem of finance and other inputs. As I said, here Indians are dependent upon agriculture, and a very less income is being gained by the farmers. So what happens, they cannot put the finance, they don't have the finance in their hand. In such cases, they have to depend upon the landowners or maybe the landlords, who can give themselves some of the assistance or some bank loans they can go for, and they can use the finance for agriculture. But what happens, because India has to depend upon the rainfall, sometimes if there is maybe the flood, maybe the famine or whatever it is, because of the natural disasters and all, the farmer may not get the harvest what he was expecting for. So in such cases, the lands will be barren, or the whatever the crops were grown will get destroyed, and he cannot repay the loan whatever he has taken. Because of this, what happens, again there is less production of the crops. Now what about the institutional factors? Size of the land holdings. Actually, as I said, because there are many people involved in this particular agriculture, the land will be divided, and very small part of the lands will be given to each and every one in the family. So because of this, it becomes very difficult to have one single crop in a large production. Second is the pattern of land tenure. What is land tenure? This is very important factor for low agricultural productivity, because under the zamindari system, the cultivator was only a tenant who could be turned out of the land. Even though zamindari system has now been abolished, the tenancy legislation have been enacted to protect the tenants. Under the zamindari system, it was the farmer who was a tenant. It was like he was paying whatever the share he has grown in his land. 1/6 of the produce was going to the zamindars. So even if the zamindari system is being abolished, the same is being continued till today. So because of this, again it is becoming a low production, because the farmer is not interested to work in the field. Whatever he is growing, he has to give the 1/6 of the produce to the landlord. So he is having less interest in the field. Because of this, what happens, the loan whatever he is having on his head will be increasing. Coming next is the technological factors. As I said, we are not using any techniques, modern techniques in production. Second is, we are not having irrigation facilities. Proper irrigation facilities are not seen in India. Because of this, whenever there is scarcity of rainfall, our crops get destroyed. What are the other things? Now government has to take some plans to improve all these things, because 65% in the beginning itself I told, 65 to 70% of the people depend upon agriculture. Government has to do something to improvise the agriculture. So what it has been doing? It has introduced the land reforms. What do you mean by land reforms? As I said, abolition of the zamindari system, consolidation of fields has also been done to help the farmers. Then launching of irrigation schemes. They have started with the new irrigation scheme. Subsidies are being given to the farmers in every now and then. Then free power, wherever they are having the agricultural lands in that area, free agricultural land will be provided, free power will be provided to such agricultural land. Then giving of HYV seeds, mean high yielding variety of seeds they are giving, plus they are giving all the important information that they require to grow the crop and to the best extent. So these are some of the things, steps taken by the government to improvise the agricultural production in our country. Now we are having 3 seasons, as in the agricultural thing we can say we are having 3 seasons. What are those? One is the Kharif crop, one is the Rabi crop, and the other one is the Zaid crop. Now what is the Kharif crop? Kharif crop starts with the onset of monsoon, that is from early June. Maybe from May 15th onwards they will be starting with the Kharif season. The Kharif crops are ready to harvest in the month of October. For example, you can grow rice, millet, jute, cotton, sugarcane. These are the important Kharif crops. Coming to the Rabi crop, it is beginning in the winter season and continues till the end of the winter or beginning of the summer. Maybe from November to May you will be having the Rabi crops. So from May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months you are having the Kharif crop. That means rice, sugarcane, cotton, then millets, all these are grown there. Then in Rabi starts from November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Again 7 months. You are having wheat, you are having gram, oilseeds and etc. Now the Zaid crop, means the extra crop. What are these? Besides Rabi and Kharif crops, the farmers are also growing extra crops. It may be from April to June. And in this particular thing, they'll be growing the fruits, they'll be growing the vegetables, maybe muskmelon or whatever they are having. They'll be having some extra income out of this particular Zaid crop. So till today, now I have told you about the types of agriculture, then about the seasons whatever we are having. So as I have already told you all, you have to write all the structured answers in your favor plus 8 question answers, short question answers. If at all you are not having the structured answers, then you can solve the problems whatever you are having in the manuals. So till then, take care. Bye bye. See you tomorrow again.